We know we feel stress in our body. When we can name that stress, we can actually do something about it. Your body and your mind are influenced not only by the nervous system, but also the acupuncture system, sort of like the meta nervous system. It will instruct and give information to different organs and muscles throughout the system and try to keep you in somewhat of a balanced state. When you're not in that balanced state, there must be blockages somewhere along one of those channels where information and energy is just not moving. And if we're not getting free flow of information, there must be stagnation somewhere, and that creates inflammation and dis-ease. In this video, we're going to talk about the traditional Chinese medicine theories of the acupuncture meridians and how they relate to different organs, different muscles, and your mindset. We have feelings in our gut. Those gut feelings, they are specific emotions, those feelings, and they relate to different organs. Traditional Chinese medicine has been on the ball for this for quite some time. 5,000 years of study shows how we have specific emotions that relate to different organs. We know we feel stress in our body. When we can name that stress, we can actually do something about it. So in this video, we're going to go over that mind, muscle, and meridian connection and see if we can't move that energy to help our body feel better, our organs work better, and our mindset. Well, what are meridians in the first place? Well, they're like channels of chi. Well, what's chi? Another name for energy. There's actually hyaluronic acid running through these little channels underneath these little fossil tracks inside your skin and piercing through the organs in different ways, where it's taking that liquid along with information through these channels and delivering it to different parts of the body. It's almost like we have these little rivers of unconscious information that's self-regulating itself. But the neat part about it is that these rivers are all connected. It's like one long loop. If you've ever seen one of those acupuncture charts where you've got lines running up and down the body with little points all over the place, well, those are very specific points that mean something. In traditional Chinese medicine, they actually put analogies on them that mimic nature. For instance, the one that's on the bottom of your foot, right on the bottom of your foot. Kidney number 1 would be called bubbling brook because it's bringing up negative ions from the earth, that yin energy off the earth, electrically pulling it into the system. And the other end of that line would be kidney 27 up here on your clavicles. We use that a lot in kinesiology for neurological disorganization and brain function, eye function, kidney function, relates to the upper trapezius muscle, relates to your psoas muscle. These lines of energy that do carry that information, like I said, are another form of the nervous system. It's another way to get information through different parts of the body. Traditionally, needle placement or acupressure, rubbing on a point, stimulating a point, a magnet, a laser, doesn't matter. One of those things is the thing that's going to stimulate the point correctly and move the chi. When there's imbalance in the system, dams start to form in those channels, just like a river. And since these lines are one continuous loop throughout the system, if a dam, due to some mental stress, physical stress, biochemical stress, some type of stress, creates a blockage in the channel. I'm not talking about plaque. I'm talking about energy backup somehow in that channel. Even scar tissue. I mean, you can have scar tissue from an old injury and that can block the channel. So that information is just not moving. And somewhere downstream gets weaker and weaker and weaker. But right there at the dam, our symptoms start to show up. An interesting thing about it is that where attention goes, more energy goes. So the more you focus on the symptom, the more symptom you get. The cool thing about acupuncture theory is that we'll honor that symptom, but then go somewhere downstream to find our real weakness. And stimulating that weakness has to pull that dam down to pull the energy downstream. So it's a self-regulating mechanism at that point. We use it in kinesiology because these reflexes, these acupuncture points and these lines relate to the different organs. And through other reflex pathways, those organs relate to the spinal nerve root and other lymphatic reflexes and vascular reflexes, and they connect through other circuitry to the muscles. So the muscles end up being influenced by the acupuncture line. Gotten pretty famous out there how the psoas muscle relates to anxiety. From applied kinesiology, we know that the psoas muscle relates to the kidney. And one of the dominant emotions of kidney is anxiety. So the acupuncture connection with kidney and psoas is where that information even came from, that the psoas relates to anxiety. It's pretty cool, huh? Well, knowing that, you can inspect a lot of things about the body and about the unconscious emotional reaction. If we can control that, then it doesn't feel like stress anymore, and the blockages just won't show up so much. We can also check on, if we're talking about the psoas, if you do have low back pain, is it related to the kidney organ? Is it related to anxiety or fear? Is it related to a structural problem with the sacrum or the lumbar spine or the muscle function? This is what we're talking about here, how the meridian relates to the muscle and the muscle relates to the mindset. When we can correct that meridian flow, we can get new information to the channels just like a fiber optic. What are some common ways that this is used nowadays? You may have seen tapping, emotional freedom technique. We actually teach that in our workshops here, where they're tapping on the acupuncture points and stating different affirmations. This has got very popular because they started using it with PTSD in the military and got a lot of research behind it, and it really is at the forefront of the energy psychology understanding. Now that's the acupuncture points. We know that the vagus nerve is involved too. We are actually regulating the vagus nerve when we're working with these acupuncture points because we're, again, hacking the nervous system in some way to pull us out of fight or flight, go into a more responsive mode so we can make a new decision and override that old PTSD sort of response. Well, the acupuncture points are the ideal way to do that. We're actually quickly tapping on points, rubbing on points. With kinesiology, we test muscles and they relate to the points, and we're installing that new information into the channels and ideally breaking down those dams. Some symptoms we might come across are like low back pain related to anxiety, headaches. We call it stress, really stress related headaches. If we can name the stress, we'll a lot of times see that the stress is coming from something else. Being irritated with somebody, having some old resentments. Our gallbladder line starts right here. Big cause for headaches. The gallbladder line goes back and forth on the side and ends up right here and down the side of the body. And the gallbladder itself, sitting on the right side here, relates to the phrenic nerve. That's the same nerve that innervates the upper trapezius, right around where the acupuncture line will go down. You see how letting go of bitterness and being more flexible and letting go of old resentments, we seem to let go of some burdens and they're not so uptight and the headache seems to go away. It's so funny how our stress affects the body. How about low energy? As we age, our heart might not be pumping as much blood, so we might have low energy in our spirit house. That's our heart, and that's not producing chi. Tai Chi, you've seen people do Tai Chi or Qigong. These are very specific exercises that help cultivate Chi. You cultivate Chi from your food, from your thoughts, and from exercise. If you have a surplus of Chi, then it's less likely you'll have dams and weaknesses somewhere along those channels because you have surplus at that point. And stress just doesn't feel like stress because you have a lot of energy. So exercises like that, getting acupuncture, getting kinesiology. I work with these points every single day with acupuncture points with kinesiology. So keeping those blockages from even happening just keeps your immune system up, keeps your energy up, keeps you pain-free, and leads to more and more healthy, happy, long life. That's what we're all about. Let's talk about some simple ways to stimulate the acupuncture meridians to get that energy moving. First off, having an intention. So a good acupuncturist that's been trained properly normally has a thought in mind when they're looking at the formula for your condition, maybe reading your pulses, looking at your tongue, listening to your voice, and figuring out their little formula, where they're going to place these needles. And when they put them there, they have this thought in mind that that thing's going to go into that channel and put that information into there. And then you lie there for 20, 30 minutes with all these needles in you, thinking hopefully happy thoughts about your outcome that you're going for. Now, if we're just thinking about symptoms, sometimes it gets a little hairy there. We might end up getting more symptoms. We do better if we start with a outcome in mind. That way you set the GPS of where you want to end up. We know where you are. Where do you want to end up, and be real about it? Set an intention, and then if you've got an acupuncture chart, you can simply swipe the channel. Similar to a cord, we can take an electrical cord and measure the electrical field still coming outside of the cord. The acupuncture channels are similar. They're actually in the skin, under the skin, in the body, but they create a little field all the way out to the etheric field. And your body heat comes up, you do have an aura, but this is about 3 inches off the body. We can actually influence the chi flow in the channel. Just like wind coming over a river, it's going to push that surface water. Maybe not that deeper current, but it will temporarily push that surface water. And if we do it good enough, it'll really move that chi down that channel. So an easy way to stimulate the channel is find the beginning of it, find the end of it. If this is lung, we would start at lung 1 and end all the way down here on the nail bed. And we would just touch, and then swipe down it. Touch, swipe down it. Touch, swipe down it within a few inches of the body. And that would stimulate that channel. It will also pull energy from the channel previous to it into that channel, because it's just one long river. That's one way to stimulate the points or the meridian. Another would be help the organ involved. Make sure that my nutrition was feeding the organ properly, that I don't have any nutritional deficiencies or excesses or toxic overload that could be affecting the body or affecting that organ, which will affect, of course, the energy in the meridian. Also, the muscle function. If you're not too familiar with that, we do have a course down below, that intro to behavior kinesiology, that goes over some basic acupuncture points and how to stimulate them and how to do and set up a proper indicator muscle so we can use muscle testing to inspect the points and then reaffirm if we move the energy through a good strong muscle response. Another way to stimulate it, like in the video down there, we would actually muscle test and stimulate the point. We could tap the point, we can rub the point, you can use a laser beam. If you've skilled at it and you're licensed, you could use a needle, of course. Anything that we can do to stimulate the point. I like to use muscle testing to ask for the priority of how the body wants to stimulate the point. We also get a better result when we ask the body instead of assuming. So we could stimulate the point like that. We could swipe the meridian. Like I said, you can use a laser beam, a magnet, a needle, anything you can do to stimulate the point or the acupuncture line, or support the organ, or support the muscle involved. So through the kinesiology standpoint, we know that all these muscles relate to different organs. If you know what muscles relate to the organ, you can go exercise the muscle, and that will stimulate chi in the channel as well. So we're moving energy, and bodies in motion stay in motion. We get more and more movement, we start to get more and more momentum. And that just keeps cultivating itself, leading to, again, longer, happy life. So I hope you got some benefit from some of this information here. Let me know in the comments down below if you've used acupuncture, kinesiology, emotional freedom technique, tapping, anything you've done to stimulate the acupuncture meridians and help the mindset and the muscles in the body work better and get along. Or any other questions around meridians and muscle connection, or the meridians and mindset connection, or all of the above. Let me know in the comments down below. Feel free to contact me, and we'll see you in the next video.